This is Math 1 Unit 3 review. Look at number 1. They said find the slope. Alright, so I'm going to call this x and y, make that my 1s and those my 2s. Plug it into the formula. So I get 7 minus 6, 3 minus negative 5. Add the opposite there, and I get 1 over 8. Number 2 says write an equation in point slope form with the slope of negative 5 and goes through those points. So I'm going to say y minus negative 11 and then x minus negative 7. I will need to clean that up a little bit and add the opposites. So if this was multiple choice, I would see it written like this. Number 3, change number 2 into slope intercept form. So I'm going to rewrite what I got here. That means get y by itself. Subtract 11 to both sides. Come over here, ran a room. 46. Number 4, we're going to find the x and y intercepts. So remember, you make the other one 0. So the x-intercept is negative 5x plus 10 times 0 equals negative 30. That's negative 5 equals negative 30. I got to divide. I'm kind of running out of room, so x is 6. Over here, I'm going to find the y-intercept. And I get negative 5 times 0, making the x 0, plus 10y equals negative 30. And then I get y equals negative 3. Find the y-intercept for this. Well, if I look at it and make the x 0, and I get y equals the absolute value of 3, and y equals 3. Okay. Are the following lines parallel, perpendicular, or neither? Well, to do this, I got to get everything in slope-intercept form and look at the slopes. So I'll take this first. I'm going to come over here, give myself some room to work. Solving for y. Negative negative is a positive. Oops, sorry, not 4 over 5. Minus 6 over 5. And the fact that's a fraction is not a big deal. I'm only looking at the slopes. So over here, this one's going to get a little bit ugly. I'm going to distribute over there, and I get y minus 3 equals 4 over 5x. And going back, I said, you know what? Well, in all honesty, what I should have realized was this is in point slope form, so I can save myself some work and realize that's my slope and that's my slope. So those slopes are the same, so that is parallel. When the slopes are the same, the lines are parallel. That was in point slope form. Now, number 7 is a little bit annoying because it says choose all that apply, so there can be more than one answer. So we got to test them all. And remember, our f of x acts like our y. So we say, let's try and plug them in here. 3 over 5 times 10 minus 3, and that's 30 over 5 minus 3, and then that's 6 minus 3. And all of that equals 3, and it should have equaled 1, so that one's out. Try B. So what we found out was here, actually this one works right here, doesn't it? Because we just got that. So we know the answer is D for that one. So let's see if either one of these works. Then I get, and like I said, that should have tried to equal 1. So now I'm going to say 3 equals 3 over 5x minus 3. If I make that a 0, sorry. And then I get 3 equals negative 3. That didn't work. And if I plug this one in, I'm going to get a negative 3. So actually, those two work, C and D. Plug them in, see which ones work. Okay, I know I went kind of fast on that one. So it says find the slope. So remember, you see how we change in this one to this one. Remember, this is always x, this is always y. and the slope is the change in y over the change in x. So to get from here to here is plus 2, and to get from here to here, remember it's always kind of weird how you do it, but you want to subtract the second one minus the first one, and that's 90 plus 90. So it's the change in y. Be careful, the 90 needs to go on top. Okay, and this reduces to 45 over 1. Okay, and then it says find the average rate between 1 and 5, and what they're trying to get you to realize here is that the slopes are the same. So they're saying if I go from here to here, that's plus 4, and from here to here, and it's 225 minus 45 is 180. And so when I do that one, I get 180 over 4, and that reduces to 45 over 1, showing that it's really the same thing. Okay. Number 9, the value for the linear function of f of x. So they want us to write the equation. So what I have to do is plug into an equation. So I need to find a slope, and I got to find a point. So remember, this is like my y values. So to get from there to there, okay, so how do you get from negative 8 to negative 13? And that's plus 5. And here to here is plus 1. Okay, so my slope, or rate of change, which is the same thing, is 5 over 1. Okay. Find the slope from x equals 3 to x equals 5. And once again, what they're doing here is they want us to go from here to here and from here to here. Okay, and so we get that would be 10. To get from here to here is plus 10. From here to here is plus 2. And if I do that, once again, I realize after reducing, all the slopes are the same. It doesn't matter. All right, all the slopes are the same. It doesn't matter. They want us to graph, so I need to know my b and my m. Okay, so I start from positive 3. I go down 3 over 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Smart to have a ruler, but where's your line? Okay. It says find the slope that passes through these points, graph the line, and name one other point on the line. Okay, so I can graph this a couple of different ways. I'm just going to plot these points. So negative 5, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, and negative 3, 1, 2, 3, positive 2. So those are 2 points that it goes through. Okay, negative 5, negative 3, and negative 3, 2. And when I do this, I'm going to kind of plot this. Okay. So to find the slope, I'm going to draw my triangle in. I'm going to draw one right here. And that's plus 2 spaces, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 spaces. So the slope is 5 over 2. And at least one more point on the line. I'll pick this one right here. That's the corner point 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it also goes to the point, sorry, negative 2, 5. Negative 2, 5. Okay. Number 12. It says write the equation of a line that passes through this point and is perpendicular to the line y equals 4x plus 3. So remember, perpendicular means that I want to use a slope that's upside down and the opposite side. So that's the slope I'm going to use, and that's the point. Eventually, I got to turn it into slope-intercept form, but I got to start with point slope. So I'm going to say y minus 20 equals negative 1/4, and then x minus negative 8. So now I got to turn this into point slope form, or slope intercept, sorry. So that means I've got to get y by itself. So I'll distribute. Okay, put this over 1, so that's going to be negative 8 over 4 minus 2. Kind of running out of room here. And I'll add 20. And there's my answer in slope-intercept form, meaning y is all by itself. Change to slope-intercept form. Okay, so they're giving me the standard form, okay, and then they want me to graph it. So I can graph it by using intercepts, or I'm going to go ahead and solve it for y. So I'm going to do the same process I did in the question right above it, just getting y by itself. Right? Put the x on the other side. Careful not to lose your negative signs, and then y equals, that reduces to 1 over 3x minus 2. So I have a y-intercept of -2 and an m of 1 over 3. So from there I go up 1 over 3 spaces, and there's my line. There's my line.